Welcome to Brian's Soup Kitchen.
Oh my God. Okay, so I have, we got the OXO here. We're doing a test brew because Trav's never had soup before. So we have 22-ish grams of this
Wilton pink
pink. Yeah, it smells crazy. I'm just doing an AeroPress paper filter sandwich here, so nothing too crazy. And I know you can play with a ton of different filters with this brewer.
And super aged out, which is most unlike because that shit never stays normally. I found it at the back, underneath the car. Yes. One of them. It's on the water apparently. We'll see. Who knows these days?
So what are you thinking about the soup? You think it's gonna be good or what? Like when you think it's...
I'll be honest, right? Like anytime I see a coffee brewer that's made by a general kitchen manufacturer, I'm a little skeptical. Do you know what I mean?
Especially when they call it soup, you know?
I have no problem with that. Like, I kind of dig that, actually. I think that's kind of fun.
Yeah, so I have 22 grams in here.
But
and
look, it went up and won. Didn't it get up in the top 5 for the SCA Best New Product of the Year?
Yeah.
All right, so go on. Sorry, Brian, I interrupted you.
Oh, yeah, no worries. We'll tamp it, and then, people do cut paper filters for it, but we'll just put a paper filter up top.
So there was 2 paper filters.
Yeah, so I'm doing a paper filter sandwich here. Yes.
Soup, sandwich.
Yeah, paper filter sandwich, right?
What are you talking about, man? Let's get back to coffee, man.
And then we can pre-wet the top, but it's okay. Anyway, so basically, I'm just using 93 Celsius water. And then I have 22 in there. I'm gonna fill this up to about 100. Maybe a little more. More is fine with this, 105. Then what we're gonna do is we then screw the top on here. And then I'm gonna do a little bit of like saturation here. So I'm just like lightly saturating the puck, and then we just go at it.
Full hammer.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Look at the color of that coming through.
So it's not the most perfect carafe fitment there.
Oh, yeah.
All right. And then this should be done. When we, now there's nothing else coming out. And then you'll hear this like hiss, and that's how you know it's done. It takes like...
It now looks like Harry Potter shit.
Yeah.
It's on, look at that.
But you can see it's, high TDS.
No.
Yeah, this gives you a dry puck. There's like different ways you can manage this part. Like some people don't want this to get into the cup, so I was trying to stop it a little earlier just in case. And here, we didn't have the most perfect leveling, but it doesn't matter. But there you go.
There's your soup.
This is high TDS. And then, it'll smell incredible. And then when you're done, because we actually do 2 paper filters, and it's like this should be like a pretty dry puck if I can knock it out. It's
and the concept of this machine is for what? Cold brew?
You can do a bunch of stuff with it, like hot brew, cold brew, but most people, they didn't design it with paper filters in mind. But their team's actually based in, I think, New Jersey.
We know.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, but it's you get a very dry puck.
Wow.
It's like a lever machine. Oops. Yeah, so...
Like a lever pull machine?
Like a lever. So, you'll get even extraction.
Oh.
Yeah, pretty cool. And then we have the filters, and that really cleans up a lot of stuff. It also makes the brew extract more efficiently, but I think it really just cleans up a lot in the cup. So let's taste this.
Looks like a little brownie. Wait, you're not gonna dilute that down?
So I would say try it first and then dilute it. So a lot of this, obviously we can measure, but generally you'll be in that 4 to 7, maybe 8 TDS range. And it's a really, really good baseline point to then dilute. But I always think it's worthwhile to try at the beginning to see, then you can see if you want to open it up. Because I know a lot of people, they'll want intensity. Like people like Spro because of the high TDS and the intensity. The challenge with Spro is that when you reach some of the higher pressures, you get crema, and crema will obscure the flavors of these these coffees that we spend all this time and effort to source and roast, and you get all those nuances. You don't want the format of the coffee to be obscuring the flavor. So removing the pressure is what is a good solution.
What does the pressure of this produce? Do we know?
I think it's under 1 bar.
Yeah.
It's very, very low.
It smells crazy.
So there's the intensity of espresso, but the clarity, right? Like there's this level of clarity in here. Like this is what this coffee should taste like, right? But it's like everything's amped up because of the TDS.
And I get your soup thing because it's got like texture.
Yeah, there's texture in it.
Fuck me.
Yeah,
Wow.
but that's why this is a good starting point, because then you can be like, oh, now I have so much room to play because I can dilute it and still, like we can add a little bit more water to open it up. But I know a lot of people like this format right now, like this level of intensity, because this is, stretched out a bit, right? Like it's like 22 to 105. So it is like in your 1:5 ratio. And I think it's already plenty, like, it's a very, very intense, but you can make it more like, if we just add a little.
Do you know who'd love this?
It's really good
People
already.
that like mocha pots, I feel.
Yeah, like under 20 seconds, yeah.
On this one?
I could have went faster, but I was dropping the brewer a little. I didn't
Yeah, but
want
you
it-
didn't have the right size.
Yeah, I didn't have the right
carafe.
carafe.
For you, Trav, 20-second brew. Usually you want it to be longer. Are the flavors all there?
Yeah.
So if you dilute it, that's where you can really open it up. So that's why it gives you like a base recipe that's already it's already really, really good. And then depending on the coffee, I think that's when you just add a little more water. You want to open things up a little more.
Yeah, ice it.
Yo, that's fucking nice, man.
Yeah, the acidity really opens up. At the beginning, it was more like, punch you in the face with intensity. But it's like no pain. There's no crema. There's no, things that you would traditionally associate with this sort of format of coffee. And then when you add water into it, really,
Opens it
really
like a
opens
whiskey.
things up. Yeah, really opens it up. So yeah, that's soup.
Oh, wow. Justin, you got to check this out, dude.
You want to try soup?
We've had these brewers on that shelf for like 12 months, right?
Yeah.
Okay, try a little.
I got one at SCA. I use it at home all the time. It's
Oh, you do?
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, but do you do soup with it?
I don't know what the
Okay, yeah.
Welcome to the soup kitchen, guys.
So you try that, and then we'll add a little more water into it. But this is like Spro. It's basically Spro, but no pressure. So intensity of espresso, this is still like probably 6 to 7 TDS. So it's like in espresso world,
Right.
but no crema.
Okay.
And it's like very even extraction. And this is like a 15, 20 second like of pumping the water. And then let me.
You got to
add a
see him
little
how he does his
water.
next one.
Yeah, I'll make the next. I'll make one more.
And then you can open it out with a touch of water.
Yeah, so that's
You said no pressure, but there is pressure from the.
well, it's like less than 1 bar,
Right.
and then now we just add a little more water.
It means no pressure in comparison to
Yeah, like
espresso.
less than 1 bar. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
But the intensity is there, right? And then when you add water, so that's why you can like range. You can change the level of dilution there, and then that's like.
So it can be an Americano or almost like a full.
Yeah. But with an
Yeah.
Americano, a lot of times you're fighting crema,
Yeah.
right? And like
Yeah.
people do like crema, but like I think for these coffees it just obscures the flavors. That's my opinion, at least. Which I don't think is a hot take anymore in today's landscape.
Gonna
Like,
say, I don't think that's to be even.
Tastes great.
yeah, it's good. And then the fact is like this is so low effort.
Now try it when there's even more water in it, and you're getting more on the element of like what you would expect from a pour.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's do the.
Wow. That like really pulls it apart. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, because like we're basically just lowering concentration, right? So.
Throw some more water.
And hang on a second, mate. In a cafe environment, you can whack loads of these out fast as opposed to
That's
pour
what
overs.
Brian was
Which
saying earlier too.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, because like your baseline beverage, it concentrate's already there. Okay, so I got the
Stop face.
sidra ready. We have 23 grams in this, and I'm at 94 Celsius. And I think I'm just gonna pour 100. 110. Oh, we're at 23. We should add more water. But it doesn't really matter with this. You can it doesn't matter. Okay, 117. So we can do the math there. But let's do this on.
If you're making proper soup, it doesn't matter. You're throwing the kitchen sink in it, aren't you?
So I'm just going to saturate a little, some light pumps, and then I have to keep this one level because this is a...
Want to hold the damn thing for
Oh,
me?
hold it down. It's a little bit easier usually when you have the stock carafe little thing. But there we go. Now the water goes through. You know, you can go coarser, you can go finer with this thing. It is going to taste good. Okay, all right.
Wait, it comes with a stock carafe then?
Yeah, there's like a little cup at the bottom that it fits on. Whoop.
Yes. We know the team.
Yep. There we go.
Whoa.
Yeah, so you can like set it aside. I got a little bit of it in there, so, but it's not really, it doesn't really kill the cup, but it's like, yeah. There's no crema. Ooh. Wow. Okay, interesting. I'm getting like florality now, florals. Super sweet smelling. Okay, let's give this a taste. Wow. There you go. So with all the
got those
soup stuff,
Gibraltars
I
again?
always
Yeah.
recommend you taste it initially, and then we'll throw some, we'll dilute it with a little bit of water. I think that's always a good starting point with these types of coffees. So let's taste some just as is.
Remember, really fresh.
Yeah, this is quite fresh. And then we'll add some water to it, and we'll see how it opens up. Okay.
Looks soupy.
Yes. Wow. That smells great. Ooh. Okay. I could see where people are saying tropical. I could see
Yeah?
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I
Yeah.
can.
Now I see tropical. Interesting.
Low-key papaya?
Papaya.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the thing is like we're cupping it. It tastes like it
Oh.
tastes red, and then we brew it. It tastes yellow.
No shit. When I was cupping it was like green, and now it's yellow, like you
yeah,
said.
green. Yeah, green, red, Kenya, tropical now. Coffee transforms when you brew it. But also, this is the same. This is a high strength, right?
course.
So like let's add a little water into it and see how it opens up.
It's totally different.
What's your prediction?
I'm loving this, mate. I have to say. Mod soup.
Soup. Latest release.
Yes. I feel that papaya now. Definitely more tropical.
Yeah, tropical, but it's super sweet. So that sweetness and cleanliness we were getting in the cupping, it's
Stays.
really, it's here. And then I get the dynamic, but the dynamic acidity, the oomph of the sidra, but it's tropical now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fun thing, right? But coffee, there's such a wide range of what we can accomplish with brewing.
Stunned by this.
Stunned by the soup.
I'm a convert to the soup.
I still see hibiscus in there. I see like jade tea for sure.
Yeah, that's what the Justin
florality, sweet, and then at the back I do get that like herbality and some stuff that reminds me of Kenya coffee, of like green Kenya coffee. But the thing that jumps out to me, at least in the brewed form, is the tropical acidity.
Which is what the producer themselves said.
Yeah. We were, before we were recording, we were talking about it. Things change between the cupping notes and all of that, and like. I do get the tropical notes on here, but on the cupping table, definitely it was more like green and Kenya-like. So, yeah, wow.
Justin, come
Right,
check
yeah,
it out now, dude. This is the sidra on the soup.
Try this, and then we add some water.
It's not as green now, and more
It's more like tropical.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Yeah, you're right. The florality. Like,
Floral,
isn't-
yeah, florals.
Yeah, it's not quite there, like right in the front. I'll let you do your.
That's a soup master over there.
Al.
Thank you.
So I think you just want to make sure you don't add too much water, otherwise it gets too diluted. So you balance it with some more of the
Concentrate.
concentrate. Yeah, but like
What ratio are you brewing at?
20. It was like 1 to 5. So it
Okay,
was like
gotcha.
23 to 110.
Oh wow.
Yeah, or 1 to 4 point something. And my water is at 93. So lower temp actually works really well for this stuff. Because like basically the faster you go, you usually drop temp to compensate.
Because there's a lot more agitation.
Yeah, or like the faster the flow rate, if you have too hot of a temperature, it can make things a little too like rough tasting.
What do you think happens if you use cold water?
You make like espresso concentrate, like cold brew concentrate. It's still water that flows through it, but it's not gonna. You're not gonna be able to pull out a lot of like. I mean, it depends on coffee, right? Like for a coffee like this, you're not gonna be able to pull out like
Acidity.
the nuances. It's still gonna taste pretty good, probably. It's really good. Yeah, it's
I'm
really
sold.
good. It's really good. Yeah.
Sold on the soup.
No more pour overs. We're just souping.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I drank all this.
We got more. We got more.
So release notes, Brian. Trav.
So I think actually with this one, I actually like it. The just straight out of here, like not diluted. I think diluted, you get a lot more of the florality and all of that, but undiluted, it's like that tropical punch. So, yeah, I mean, definitely could see like tropical acidity, hibiscus, tea, floral, sweet, clean. We'll have like official cupping notes on the page sometime, but this is a fun coffee, and it really does transform across some of these brewing methods. I know a lot of you guys have this brewer, so that's why, pick one up if you haven't, and you can experience what we
Well,
experience
we're
here.
one down there.
Yeah. Come to Modcup, Jersey. come to Jersey City. You can buy one off the shelf right here.
No, they're all gone now.
Yeah, they're gonna be gone after today.
Yeah.
Sitting there for-
I've never mentioned them before to people.
It's like it's just we didn't know. You didn't know that you could do stuff like this.
Yeah.
Discovered.
It's an AeroPress on steroids.
Yeah. But okay, that's the collab. But we're brewing it, so pick up this coffee. Check out the Discord for more. We're going to be tasting it some more. Discuss in the Discord on what this coffee tastes like. And
I only managed to get, by the way, 50 pounds. We'll lose 5 or 6 pounds in rows. So
yeah, not that much coffee
Yeah.
is available.
Yeah.
But this is a really unique coffee, and it's tasting great. And I really hope you guys enjoy it. If you pick it up, feel free to discuss on the Discord. And this is a coffee that I feel is really, really unique. And you guys know I love sidras. So yeah, thank you guys so much for spending time watching this video. And thank
thanks
you,
for coming
Trav.
by, Brian.
Yes.
Thank you, my man.
All right,
Always
we'll see
great
you
to
guys.
see you.
All right.
Peace.
Bye. All right, we are back in Jersey City, and I'm here with Trav from Modcup. And this is a really, really amazing coffee, and that's why we're doing a collab on it. So we've done collabs before with Modcup, but this is a super unique coffee. So this is a CGLE washed sidra. Crazy. So we were cupping it earlier, but we set up a little cupping here. So we're going to cup, and we are going to figure out the flavor notes of it. These are all roasted on the Stronghold S7 over there. So, and if you guys have had recent releases from Modcup, just incredible, super clean roasts. These coffees need a long time of rest, and they just will get better with time. And this is a coffee where it's in that same profile where it's gonna need rest, it's clean, it's expressive, but we're figuring out the notes on it right now. And yeah, I guess that's what we're doing. Real quick.
And it's super fresh. I mean, it was only roasted, I think, 3 days ago. Yeah,
Pretty early.
So it's fresh.
But off of just smelling it, this is interesting. It does remind me of Kenyan coffees a bit, which is
that kind of savory kind of
yes,
herbal.
Yes, there's herbality. Like, if you guys know, I really, really like sidras because generally a lot of sidras are quite dynamic. They're punchy, and they usually have a little more oomph to it, dynamics in terms of acidity than something like, a very delicate gesha. So sidras to me are very interesting. And for a CGLE coffee, I guess we should start with, how did you come across this coffee? Because we know CGLE does a ton of different crazy stuff. I didn't even know they grew sidra until very recently.
Yeah.
Until trying this, I was like, oh wow, there's sidra and it's washed.
Yeah.
That's what's interesting.
So we came across this coffee because, we've had a relationship with Rigo and the guys out there for 6 or 7 years buying their coffees now. But, we typically buy really boozy,
Yes.
natural process, heavy fermentation, primarily because that's what I enjoy. And secondly, that's what we feel that they do really, really well.
Yeah.
But they're also meticulous growers of very high elevation and difficult to grow coffees. I mean, they grow Sudarume, they grow Sidra. And so I asked them when I was last speaking to them, look, we're about to place an order for the XO for our holiday full blend and some more Tres Dragones, which we buy biannually from them. What have you got that's completely the opposite of what we normally buy from you? And so they sent us a couple of samples through, of which this one was the one that spoke to me the most. And primarily because I really liked the acidity, the zippiness of it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, yep, we'll take that.
Yeah, so we have this coffee here, and first off, like the level of aromatics of this coffee for a purely washed coffee, very up there, very loud, very expressive.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. Give it. Definitely gets savoriness. It really reminds me of some Kenyan coffees.
I can see that.
Like citrus is in there.
Yep. But I agree, the first dominant thing is that savory herbal component.
Yeah. But it doesn't go into, like, I know for some people sidras might have like a mint note or ginger. I don't really taste much of that in here at all. And that's usually like pretty good in terms of cleanliness for the sidras. I really like the sweetness and cleanliness of this.
Yeah.
It's really, really sweet.
Yeah.
And you know, once this cools down and the coffee rests out, we'll get a lot more of expressive acidity. But I guess like right now, what do we think this is
And
like?
I'm feeling you on that the Kenyan component because of the acidity.
Yeah. There's like kind of like green tomato also, tree tomato. That's like a note. I guess I think maybe hibiscus, that type
The
of.
first thing whenever I'm cupping to begin with, I think of color, and the color that came to mind for me was green immediately. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be like a red tomato. It's definitely more in the green vein.
Coffees like this really do stand out for a lot of people. Like it's like, oh wow, this is so clean. I mean, obviously, like we're talking similar levels of expressiveness as like some of the more processed coffees, but the presentation of this is just so straightforward and clean.
Yeah. And often when I cup these coffees like this, I'm like, okay, that tastes like, and it's such a broad word to use, specialty. Do you know what I mean? It tastes structured, balanced, sweet, but with zippy acidity, and that to me is the hallmark of good specialty coffee.
Yeah. To me, like, I feel like I'm just naming Kenya notes here, but like, I do get a lot of Kenya in here.
I'm hearing you too, for sure.
But I would say that there's like definitely the sweetness, like there is a CGLE-ness to this. Like this does taste kind of, I think that's really happening in the finish for me. Like,
it's interesting, isn't it, with CGLE coffees? You can always kind of pick them out on a table. You're like, that's CGLE.
So it's like really nice. It's like a Kenya plus like some of that CGLE component. But I think it's like the sweetness and the cleanliness and like just like how the presentation is on my palate. But I'm so used to a lot of CGLE coffees being like so fermentation forward that this is very different to me. Like this is quite surprising. Like, okay.
It's getting even sweeter as it cools.
Yeah, like I think this level of sweetness is what is fascinating with this. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with you. I'm getting panela. I'm getting a sort of a green tomato.
Tomato.
And is that CGLE finish that kind of like, is it almost like a prune kind of vibe? Something like a date?
I think so.
Or is that just the sweetness I'm referring
I don't know.
to?
It's like, but it's such a sweet coffee. And this is a coffee that you're gonna need to rest out for like a month.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are like the base notes right now. We'll do a brew of it. We'll do a soup of it, and we'll see if the notes are different. I think what's really nice with a lot of these wash coffees is that they are quite transformative when you can push them in so many different directions. But the base coffee is really, really good. So we'll see how it handles the soup brewing.
Before we get into this, right, we've had this on the shelf here since last SCA.
Yeah.
And I almost was a little afraid to use it. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, what the is that? I don't even know how to begin with that. And now I hear it's like an it thing.
Yeah, it's really fascinating to see how this brewer has become really popular. It was kind of buried in like some coffee discords, and then Lance made it really, really popular. He exposed the secret technology that a lot of people were using out to the world, and then now, this is just really fun because it has actually been on that shelf for
been
like
on there for
a
ages.
very long time, and nobody knows about it but until now. So we're gonna brew it, and these guys haven't tasted soup, so we'll probably try some other coffees on it first, and then we'll do this coffee. But it'll be fun.
I'm excited.